Right. So this time we're tackling Tino's evolution as a content creator.
Yeah.
And I think the real challenge here is that, you've given us the Tino Take 99
Right.
to really focus on, but then all these other transcripts too, from Positive Living and the Divine Performance and like even going back to the SoundClick days.
Yeah, it's almost like you're asking us to use the past shows as like not just background,
right,
but to see how those connect to what he's doing currently.
Exactly.
How like his ideas and approach have evolved over time.
It's not even really about summarizing each show.
No.
It's about like picking out those key insights
and
those recurring themes.
The challenges.
Those things he's kind of wrestled with over the years.
Right, and using that to almost offer something new.
Yeah.
Like something that might even spark new directions for Tino.
Right. It's like we're being asked to be more than just guides through the material.
Yeah.
We need to be like thought partners.
Well, I love that.
Giving him, constructive challenges, maybe suggesting avenues for his future explorations.
That's a great way to put it.
Yeah.
So where do we even begin?
Well,
Take 99 is essentially him having a conversation with his AI assistant.
with his AI, right?
And the question is, what advice would you give your younger self about broadcasting?
And it's so interesting because it's not just like tech advice or, platform choices.
Right.
It's deeply personal.
Yeah.
Reflecting on his own growth.
Yeah.
The mistakes he made, the lessons he's learned
Absolutely.
along the way.
Yeah, one of the first things that jumps out at me is his evolving relationship with his audience.
Oh, yeah.
In those early shows like Positive Living, you can sense that he's very focused on providing information.
Right.
Like being the expert, giving people what he thinks they need to hear.
It makes sense given the influence of Gary Null on his early work.
Totally.
Null's Natural Living was very much about
sharing knowledge,
Yep.
empowering people
right
to take control of their health.
Yes, very specific.
Yeah, very focused on a certain outcome.
Yeah, and as Tino's journey unfolds, there's a shift.
Yeah.
It's subtle at first,
Yeah.
maybe starting with the Divine Performance, where he's exploring more personal themes.
Right, dipping his toes into those deeper waters of self-expression.
But by the time we get to the Tino Take...
Totally different dynamic.
That's like...
I mean, the title itself is significant. Like, it's not about a specific topic or niche.
Yeah.
It's about his take on things.
Yeah.
His unique perspective.
Yeah.
He's not trying to be the expert anymore.
Right.
He's inviting us into a conversation.
It's a shared exploration.
Yeah.
That's such a good point.
Yeah.
It connects to something else he mentions in Take 99.
Yeah.
The importance of embracing imperfection. And in those early shows, you can hear that desire to be polished, to sound professional,
Right.
to present a certain image.
Like he's trying to fit into a mold. Meet those expectations of what a broadcaster should be.
Right.
And you can even hear it in the audio quality.
Totally.
He's investing in equipment.
Oh,
He's trying to create that studio sound.
But then we have commute casting.
Which completely flips the script.
Right.
He's recording on a train.
Yeah.
Embracing the ambient noises.
Yeah.
The interruptions.
Yeah.
The raw, unfiltered reality of his daily life.
Totally.
It's a bold move.
Yeah.
And it speaks to that growing confidence in his own voice, in his unique style.
Right.
He's not trying to polish everything to perfection.
Yeah.
He's letting the rough edges show.
Yeah.
That's what makes it so compelling.
It makes you wonder, though, did letting go of that need for perfection make it easier for him to connect with his audience on a deeper level?
That's a fascinating question.
Yeah.
And I think it's something we'll need to explore further.
Yeah.
As we delve into the content of Take 99. Because in a way, it's like he's giving himself permission to be more vulnerable, more authentic.
Right.
And that's something that listeners can really connect with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's like...
This is me. Take it or leave it.
Yeah.
And it's interesting because it seems to work.
Yeah.
Like people connect with that honesty, that willingness to just be himself, flaws and all.
Right.
It reminds me of something he said in Take 97.
Okay.
Where he was talking about how focusing on pleasing the audience actually kind of stifled his creativity.
Interesting.
Like he was so worried about getting it right.
Right.
About meeting those expectations that he lost touch with his own voice.
And you could even see that reflected in the titles
Oh, totally.
of the early shows, right?
Yeah.
Positive Living, the divine performance.
Yeah.
They're very focused.
They are, yeah.
On a specific theme.
Right.
A particular message.
A message he's trying to convey. It's like he's trying to fit himself into a box.
Yeah.
Define himself within those boundaries.
Right.
Which, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
But it does limit the scope of what he
okay.
can explore,
Right.
the kinds of conversations he can have.
But the Tino take.
It's like he's breaking free from those constraints.
Yeah.
He's giving himself permission to talk about anything and everything,
Right.
letting his curiosity lead the way.
It makes you wonder, though, was there a specific turning point?
Yeah, was there a moment?
Where he consciously decided to just, let go of expectations and embrace imperfection?
Yeah.
To just be himself more authentically?
Yeah, I think the clues are kind of scattered
Okay.
throughout his work. In Take 99, he talks about
Yeah.
the 5 elements of harmony he learned from Gary Null.
Right.
Right place, right time, right idea,
Yep.
right person,
Mm-hmm.
and right support system.
Right.
And he acknowledges that, a lack of a strong support system has kind of hindered some of his past projects.
It makes you wonder if in those early days he was surrounded by people who were reinforcing that need to be perfect.
It's possible,
Yeah.
to fit into a certain mold.
Yeah.
Maybe it was the influence of mentors, colleagues,
Right.
or even just the expectations of the platforms
Right.
he was using at the time.
And it also makes his advice to his younger self about embracing solo creation
Oh, yeah.
even more significant.
Huge.
Right.
It's like he's recognizing that sometimes you need to step away
Yeah.
from those external influences to
Mhm.
create a space where you can just explore your ideas
Right.
without judgment or pressure.
And that's where his commute casting really shines.
Absolutely. He's literally creating that space for himself.
Yeah.
Carving out time
Yeah.
in his daily routine
Yeah.
to explore his thoughts, to have those conversations with his AI,
Yeah.
to just be himself,
Yeah.
without worrying about what anyone else thinks.
It's like he's turning that mundane commute
Yeah.
into a creative sanctuary.
The sanctuary, I love that.
Right.
Yeah.
A space where he can let his mind wander, where he can connect with that inner voice.
That might have been stifled
Yeah.
by those expectations.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it speaks to his resourcefulness, too.
Oh, yeah.
His ability to adapt and make the most of his circumstances.
Totally.
He's not waiting for the perfect moment,
Right.
the ideal conditions.
He's taking what he has,
Yeah.
where he is,
Yeah.
making it work.
Which is, in a way, the essence of online content creation, isn't it?
It is. It really
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
It's about taking those tools
Mhm.
that are available to us,
Yeah.
using our ingenuity, our creativity, our own unique voices
Yeah.
to connect with others,
Right.
to share our stories, our ideas, our perspectives.
And Tino's journey shows us that it's not about being perfect,
No.
about having all the answers, about fitting into some predefined box.
It's about embracing the messy, ever-evolving process of discovery,
Yeah.
of learning, of growing,
Yeah.
and of sharing that journey with others.
And that brings us back to Take 99.
Right back
Yeah.
to that deeper meaning behind the advice he's giving
Yeah.
to his younger self.
Right. It's not just about broadcasting.
It's about life.
Yeah.
It's about finding your voice,
Yeah.
embracing who you are, sharing that with the world,
Yeah.
even if it means being vulnerable,
Yeah.
even if it means making mistakes,
Yeah.
even if it means going against the grain.
One of the things that really struck me in Take 99 is his reflection on
Yeah,
the deafness
Yeah.
of a busy mind.
that's so powerful.
Right.
Yeah,
He describes it as this overwhelming influx
yeah,
of thoughts and ideas.
yeah.
He even connects it
He does.
to the shadow of deafness in
Yeah.
Human Design's Gate 43.
Wow.
It's a really powerful image.
It is. It really is.
And it speaks to something that I think a lot of people struggle with.
Absolutely, especially in this age of information overload.
Right.
Like we are constantly bombarded with
Yeah.
stimuli, with
Yeah.
messages, with expectations.
Right.
It can be so hard to just sift through all that noise
Right.
and find those truly valuable insights.
Yeah, and what's so fascinating is that he seems to find solace in podcasting,
Interesting.
in the act of externalizing those thoughts,
Uh-huh.
giving voice
Right.
to that internal chaos.
Almost like he's using the podcast
Yeah.
to process those thoughts,
Yeah.
to make sense of them,
Yeah.
to find some kind of order amidst the chaos.
Like he's saying,
Yeah.
if I can articulate it, if I can put it into words,
Yeah.
then maybe I can understand it better.
Exactly. And in doing so,
Yeah.
he's inviting his listeners into that process too, creating a space where they can maybe grapple with their own deafness,
Right.
Their own internal struggles.
It makes you wonder if, in a way, that's part of the appeal.
It could be.
Yeah. Of the Tino take.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just about the information he's sharing.
It's about the process.
Yeah.
About the way he's thinking. The way he's connecting the dots.
Right.
The way he's making sense of the world.
And that's where his deep dives into human design and the 7 life energies become so fascinating.
And fascinating.
Because they're not just abstract concepts to him.
Yeah.
They're tools for understanding, for navigating that internal landscape, for finding his place in the world.
Yeah.
And what's really interesting is that he's not just using those systems to analyze himself.
Right.
He's applying them to his relationships, to his work.
To his work,
to his leadership style.
Interesting.
He's taking these seemingly esoteric concepts and finding practical applications in his everyday life.
It's like he's saying, if these systems can help me understand myself better, then maybe they can help me understand others better.
Yeah.
Maybe they can help me create more harmonious relationships.
Right.
Maybe they can even help me make a positive impact on the world.
And that's where his relationship with his AI assistant becomes even more intriguing.
So intriguing.
He's not just using it as a tool for content creation.
No.
He's engaging with it as a thought partner.
Right.
A sounding board for his ideas.
A way to explore those deeper questions about purpose and meaning and the nature of reality.
It's almost like he's seeing the AI as a reflection of himself.
Wow, yeah.
As a way to explore those different facets of his own consciousness.
Yeah.
Those different ways of thinking and processing information.
Yeah, and in doing so, he's also pushing the boundaries of what we think AI can be.
Yeah.
What it can do and how we can interact with it.
It makes you wonder what Tino's next evolution will be.
Oh, I know. Right.
Yeah. Will he continue to delve deeper into these systems, finding new applications for them in his life and his work? Will he explore other frameworks for understanding human consciousness and the nature of reality?
Right. Will he push the boundaries of his collaboration with AI and create something truly unique and groundbreaking?
Only time will tell.
Only time will tell.
But one thing's for sure.
What's that?
Tino's journey is far from over.
Yeah.
And his willingness to experiment, to explore, to share his discoveries, ensures that it will continue to be a fascinating and inspiring one to follow.
Absolutely.
It's like he's embracing the chaos.
Yeah.
Not just in his recording setup,
right,
but in his approach to content creation.
Yeah, and it's fascinating how that ties into those reflections he has about having a busy mind.
Yeah, in Take 99.
That constant influx of thoughts and ideas. Like, he even connects it to the shadow of deafness from Human Design's Gate 43.
It's like he's almost overwhelmed by his own creative energy.
Yeah.
And it makes the choice of the title, The Tino Take, even more significant.
Yeah.
Because he's not limiting himself
to
any specific topic or niche.
It's just wide open, a platform for him to explore whatever catches his interest.
Yeah, wherever his mind takes him.
And we see that reflected in the range of subjects he covers.
Oh, yeah.
From personal anecdotes to philosophical musings to those deep dives into those complex systems like human design and the 7 life energies.
It's like he's creating a tapestry of knowledge.
That tapestry, I like that.
Weaving together all these different threads into something that's uniquely his own.
It's not just the content, though.
Right.
It's the style.
Yeah, he's very conversational.
Very.
Thinking out loud.
Yeah, taking us along on his thought process.
Yeah, you can almost hear the gears turning as he's like connecting the dots, making those leaps, arriving at those aha moments.
It's engaging.
Yeah.
It's not a polished lecture.
No.
It's raw, unfiltered exploration.
Yeah, it feels authentic.
It does.
Human, relatable.
Yeah, like we're just sitting down with him over a cup of coffee, having a conversation.
And it's interesting how he integrates those personal reflections with the explorations of human design and the 7 life energies.
Well, it's like they're not just abstract concepts.
Right, they're tools for self-discovery.
Yeah, frameworks for understanding his own patterns of behavior, his strengths, weaknesses, and ultimately his purpose.
It's something he addresses in Take 99.
He does.
Explicitly.
Yeah.
Where he talks about how those systems have helped him to understand not who he is, but why he is the way he is.
Yeah.
It's given him a sense of clarity.
Of self-acceptance. Yeah. And even like a deeper appreciation for the diversity of human experience.
It makes you wonder, though, how did he even get into those systems in the first place?
That's a good question.
Was it a conscious decision?
Yeah.
Or did it come to him serendipitously?
Yeah. And how has that exploration influenced his overall approach to content creation?
That's a fascinating question.
It is.
And I think it's something we need to consider
Definitely.
as we're looking at his future trajectory.
Right, because it seems like he's only just scratched the surface of those systems.
Right, there's so much more he could delve into.
There is.
So many more connections he could make. So many more insights he could glean.
And what about his relationship with AI?
Yeah, that's another area.
I know.
Ripe for further exploration.
He's already using it as a thought partner.
Right, as a sounding board.
Yeah, but what if he took it a step further?
Right.
What if he started collaborating with AI on a creative level?
Oh, wow.
Co-creating content.
Yeah.
Exploring new forms of expression.
That's such an intriguing idea.
I think so.
Because we've already seen how he's using AI.
We have.
To spark his creativity.
Yeah.
To challenge his assumptions. To push him beyond his comfort zone.
Absolutely. Imagine what he could achieve.
Right.
If he truly embraced AI as a creative partner.
I mean, it's not just about the creative potential.
No.
It's about the philosophical implications.
Oh, totally.
Right. What does it mean to collaborate?
Yeah.
With a non-human intelligence?
What can we learn about ourselves?
Yeah.
About creativity, about consciousness.
Right.
Through those interactions.
These are questions that are only just beginning to be explored.
I know. It's exciting.
And Tino, with his fearlessness and his curiosity.
His willingness to push boundaries.
Yes.
Is perfectly positioned to lead the way.
It's exciting to think about what he might come up with next.
I know.
But as we wrap up this deep dive,
okay,
I think it's important to remember that Tino's journey isn't just about him.
Right.
It's a reflection of a larger cultural shift.
Absolutely.
This growing embrace of authenticity, of imperfection.
Yeah.
Of the messy, unpredictable nature of the creative process.
It's a good reminder that in the digital age, where it's so easy to get caught up in the pursuit of perfection, of followers, of external validation, the most powerful thing we can do is just be ourselves.
Yeah.
Share our unique voices, our stories, our perspectives.
With the world.
With the world.
Tino's journey reminds us that it's not about having the fanciest equipment, the biggest platform, the most polished presentation.
It's about having something to say.
Yeah.
And the courage to say it.
And it's about finding joy in the process.
Yes.
In the exploration.
And the connections we make along the way.
Absolutely, because ultimately that's what makes online content creation so rewarding and fulfilling.
And impactful.
Yeah.
So to you, dear listener, what resonates most from Tino's journey? What inspires you?
Yeah, what challenges you?
What new directions might you explore in your own creative endeavors?
Remember, the digital landscape is vast and ever-evolving.
It is.
There's room for everyone to find their niche.
Absolutely.
To connect with an audience. To make a meaningful contribution.
To the ongoing conversation.
Keep exploring. Keep creating.
Yes.
And keep those creative sparks flying.
We'll be back soon with another deep dive.
Yes.
Into the world of online content creation.
Until then, happy exploring.
Happy exploring.